In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to use the switch node in n8n, setup, configuration, and best practices. We'll start by creating a clean, testable environment. Open n8n and create a new workflow. Drag in a manual trigger node so you can run the workflow safely as you build. Give it a clear name that reminds you it runs when you click Execute Workflow. Starting with a manual trigger is the safest way to iterate without connecting real data too early. Next, prepare some sample data so you can see the switch node behave predictably. Add a set node right after the manual trigger. Create 3 fields, case 1, case 2, and case 3, and set each to 42 for now. Using a set node for dummy data lets you test complex logic without risking production systems, and you can tweak these values between runs to exercise each branch of your switch. Now add the switch node and connect it to the set node. Configure 3 rules. Case 1 equals 1, case 2 equals 2, and case 3 equals 3. Then enable the fallback option. This part is critical. Fallback catches unexpected or undefined values so your workflow doesn't fail silently. Connect the fallback output to a stop an error node or a notify node to alert you that something didn't match a defined case. Even if you believe every scenario is covered, having a fallback will save hours of debugging when a new input or edge case appears. With the routes defined, wire each main output of the switch to whatever should happen for that case. For testing, it's perfectly fine to use a no-op node or a small function node that simply logs a message like case 1 triggered, case 2 triggered, or case 3 triggered. For the fallback route, log something like unexpected case so it's immediately obvious during testing. Time to test. Click Execute Workflow on the manual trigger. To validate each route, temporarily adjust the set node values. Set case 1 to 1 and run, then set case 2 to 2 and run, then set case 3 to 3 and run. With any other values, you should see the fallback fire. Confirm that each output triggers the correct downstream node and that your alerts behave as expected. A few best practices to lock this in. Always enable a fallback on switch nodes to catch surprises. Make sure your comparisons use the correct data type. Numbers compared to numbers, strings to strings. Test with dummy data first, then promote to real inputs. Document your logic with a sticky note node, for example. Switch node. Best practice, fallback option always enabled to catch unexpected values. Once everything looks good, save the workflow and activate it. You can now connect the switch to real sources like API calls, Airtable, or Excel. The key takeaway: the switch node is a powerful way to control workflow logic, and careful configuration prevents silent errors.